Right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
G'day. I'm Jake. This is Rose.
Yeah.
And we just want to touch on our experience with Down Under Visa and to where we are today. Um, so I'll just touch on briefly from where we first met, our dealings with Down Under Visa and to where we are today. Um, yeah, we first met. I was on Facebook, and I was looking at places to visit in the Philippines. Not interested in women or nothing like that. Just places like islands to see, things to do, blah blah blah. And then as I was looking through there was an ad drop down, and it was a group page, some sort of singles page. I can't remember the name of it. Some sort of dating page or whatever it was. And yeah, so that's how me and Rose first met. We started chatting online, and we got to know each other, and we sort of hit it off pretty well. Yeah, as time went on and we got to know each other, she, yeah, at that time was living in Malaysia. Um, she had a few issues there, but we soon got her home pretty quick. Do you want to touch on just very quickly, just
Yeah.
don't have to go full into depth, but yeah, just quick.
Yeah, so I went in Malaysia as a tourist because there was an employer that promised me a job, and they said that they're gonna work on my working visa when I get there. But unfortunately, it didn't really went well until I had few more employers. But because of that first employer who um, who got me there, then I overstayed. So
Mm.
luckily there was an amnesty that happened in Malaysia. So all overstayed, doesn't matter how long were you overstayed, years or months. Um, so they gave us a chance, and of course we're gonna pay for it, but we're gonna pay less. So I grabbed the chance, and I went back home. But before I went home, I met this guy, which,
This
yeah,
guy. Mm.
yeah. So that's when
So
it
yeah, so
started.
anyway, so that happened, and then she finally went home, and I was really happy that she got home because I was so worried that with her overstay in Malaysia, maybe she was going to get held up the whole bit, blah blah blah. So anyway, yep, she finally got home, and so I'd done my first trip to the Philippines in October of 2018. Um, I didn't know what to expect. No, I'd never been to the Philippines. I'm a very well-travelled guy. I like being through Europe, Thailand, the whole bit. Um, and yeah, so I arrived in Davao, south of the Philippines, and I had a lot of doubts in my mind at the time. Um, you know, we'd been talking for about a month, and then I finally flew over after a month, and I thought, Jake, am I doing the right thing? But I just took a chance, and it's the best chance I ever took. And so I arrived at the airport, didn't know what to expect. There's taxi drivers there. Where do you want to go, sir? I'll take you here. I'll take you there. Blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, no, no. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. I'm waiting for someone. And yeah, so Rose arrived, and we met each other, and we were both very shy, awkward, as you would feel. Um, her mum was there as well to help Rose and to
Yeah.
make her feel comfortable in that as well. So it was a bit of a, it was quite overwhelming for me, um, but I got through it, and then we finally got to her city, and yeah, I met all the friends, the family, cousins, aunties, everything, the whole village, blah blah blah, and I felt it was like at her home, and everybody's just there staring at me, and like I'm some sort of alien. Like, come
Yeah.
on, you remember, yeah?
Like a star or
Yeah, like a
something.
star, a movie star.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I'm just a normal guy like you. Okay, my skin's white. Well, big deal. So yeah, no, that initial part, the first bit of it was really hard, but I got over it, and so my first trip was only for 12 days. I would have loved to have stayed longer, but I've work commitments, and so I had to go back home, and yeah, we formed a pretty good bond, and we got used to each other, and we continued on. So I brought another ticket again to go back in February of this year.
this year.
Yeah. And the second time, and oh, it was awesome. The best thing I've done. And, you know, it's the living there is so different to how we live, and which I understand that. And I've got an open mind, and, you know, it doesn't really bother me, you know, and I'm so overwhelmed, and you know the love and the smiles and the laughter of the Filipino people. It's just unreal, you know, and how they live compared to how we lived is so different. You know, they have so little and not much, but they're just happy, joyful, laughing, and yeah, just caring people. And yeah, I had a ball, and yeah, we went travelling up into the highlands and the mountains. I think highland was what we call it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
mountains, yeah. And we had an awesome time up there, saw a lot of things, and that trip was for 12 days again. So I had to go back home, go back to work, and then I thought, right, wonder what it takes to get her over here to Australia. So I done some research, some homework at home, and I went online. I was looking for immigration agents. Now, I know you can do all this yourself
Yeah.
through the IMI account, and it costs a lot less, right? But me, first time, I had no idea. Didn't have a clue where to start. I didn't have a clue what to provide. Nothing. I was lost. I was like a new kid in a school. I just didn't know what to do, you know?
Yeah. So do I.
And so I found an agent in Perth, here in WA, a company there, and I phoned them up, and I told them my situation or our situation, and I mentioned to the agent the place in Perth. I can't remember the name of it, and I told her the situation. Yes, Rose overstayed in Malaysia for 6 months, and there's a bit of an age gap between us and this that, and they said, and they come back to me a few days later and said, no, she'll never get a tourist visa because of her overstay and the age gap between us. And I didn't have a clue. I thought, oh shit, okay, all right. So then, you know, I was a little bit, well, not upset, but a little bit, okay, surely this can't be right, because I know of a lot of stories
Yeah.
of people, couples who the age gap is bigger than
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah. Like it is really it's normal, or it's really a lot in Philippines. Mostly young females are married to Western guys that are more older than them, and because we got 18 years of gap together, so that's what.
Yeah, so that sort of played on my mind a bit, and I thought, no, there must be some sort of another path or another avenue to try and make this work. And I wasn't confident enough to go online and try and attempt to do it myself, because I was so frightened of refusal, you know, like, because I'd never done it before.
Yeah.
So was watching a lot of YouTube, you know, like people have been through it and explain, and yeah, so behold, I come across Down Under Visa. Anyway, so I went onto their website and I had a look, and I was like, okay. So I had a bit of a read and then left it at that. I just left it for a few days, and then I went back again and read it again. Actually wrote a comment it's on the page, I'm not sure, you write a comment somewhere, and Jeff or Jeremy will get back to you. And I remember the message I wrote, how much does it cost for the tourist visa? And Jeff replied and he said, just fill out your free assessment and then we'll go from there. I'm like, okay, cool. So I went on, I done the free assessment, and basically, yeah, they just ask you questions, you know, about, you know, your partner or yourself or whatever it is, and you just go from there. And I got a reply back within an hour. Jeff replied back, and so I told him our situation, and he said, yep, Jake, I think we can help you guys out. I said, yeah, okay, cool. So, yeah, then I paid for it, and then we went along with the ride of Down Under Visa. And my first thoughts of when we got the ball rolling, the if you go through down under visa, you're going to go through a migration hub. And when I first seen this migration hub, I thought, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? Like, I don't
Yeah.
have like proper computer skills. I'm not really in that sort of path. Very limited basic skills is all I know. Um, and I freaked out when I saw the migration hub, and I thought, what the hell? So I just went through it every day. I read it and done the best I can. And after a while, the more you go through it, the more you stay with it, the more you check it, the more you keep up to date with it, you'll get to understand how it all works, and it becomes easy. It's so simple. And you know what? I've done this off my phone, off my iPhone. No laptop, no computer, no nothing. And anyway, but I was still really stressing about the point of her overstay. I thought she was still going to get a refusal.
Yeah.
I was stressing full on about that because I'd paid, for everything. And yeah, it all worked out in the end. And here we are today. We're down in Margaret River. It's coming
Well,
to the end of Rose's stay here. She
yeah.
has to go back home in a couple of weeks. But it's the start of something really good. And yeah.
The only good thing about me, I overstayed, but because I surrendered to Malaysian authority, and that's one part that got me here,
Mm.
because I wasn't deported or something else. But there are also other cases that worse than mine, so yeah, they got a chance. So it's just, I think it's luck, or you know.
Yeah, so I think, as scary as the Australian immigration now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it isn't as scary as what you think it is. If you declare everything, if you
Yeah.
be honest with everything, and as soon as you start trying to hide stuff and telling lies, or that's when you're going to get a refusal. So
Yeah.
just be honest, be correct, be straight up front with it, and you'll find
Yes.
it'll work out, and
Yeah, because they're gonna find out anyway.
Exactly,
Because they
yeah.
got records on it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's better to declare than.
Exactly right. So, yes, there's probably guys or couples out there who rather do it themselves on the IMI account, which it is. It's cheaper. It is. I agree with that. But if you haven't done it before and you want to get your partner here, I strongly recommend paying that little bit extra for the confidence of your agent helping you and getting her here. Because you do run that risk of refusal, and it does happen. Like, I've read so many stories and watched so many video vlogs of, like Jeff has a page on Facebook, or, there's articles he writes, and there's so much information on YouTube that he does. If you just type in down under visa, and he has everything on there. Like, I can't count how many videos. It goes from tourist visa to partner visa to helping children to get them over here. Marriage visa, the whole bit is. Yeah, go on there and have a look.
Yeah.
And there's lots of other people who have done, stories like we're doing now, and you'll get an idea. And that's sort of where made me feel confident of using Down Under Visa. And Jeremy, Jeff, and your wife, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong here, Mila, sorry, might have got it wrong. But anyway, big thumbs up to you guys.
Yeah.
And we look forward to dealing with you guys soon.
Yes, and we really recommend Down Under Visa because there are more agents that are frauds. So it is better to like get agents that that's already proven,